Hey, Rose here. It's time I gave you my top 10 wrestlers. Few things to note before I get this started. One, it's basically all WWE people. Two, it's all guys. I do have a separate list for the women. And three, something I very much want to talk about. When it comes to pro wrestling, I support the wrestlers and not necessarily the company. Now, of course, if you're supporting the wrestler, you are kind of supporting the company. But all the stuff I buy, watch, look for, I'm not really doing it for the company. It's all about the wrestlers, especially for me. All right, with that out of the way, let's start this with number 10. 10. Shinsuke Nakamura. Yes, I am changing shirts for every single wrestler. Now you're going to see it throughout the list. I am a bigger fan of like the strikers, as Shinsuke is the King Strong style. I wish he got like a better push, better run, got more matches, especially when he was champion, because Shinsuke is just really cool. And when I was really getting into pro wrestling, I started off by watching videos on YouTube, and a lot of the matches I watched involved Shinsuke, and he really stood out because he was flashy, stylish, always kicking, just lining things up. It was great, crazy. It was great. Love Shinsuke, my number 10. What the fuck are you doing? 9. The best in the world, CM Punk. Again, striker, love him. GTS, amazing. And especially with Punk, got a lot of charisma that I love and appreciate. After all, he is the cult of personality. And just seeing him be kind of like a underdog and be punk towards whatever company he's in, even if he's in the wrong sometimes, I can appreciate because he's very much outspoken, and I love that. Sami Zayn too, not on the list, but I want to mention Sami. Number 8. Yes. You know, you could also say numero cero yero. Penta, which is 5 in Spanish. So I've gone through like some of Penta. I like saying Pentagon Jr. because it just sounds better to me. I've seen some of Pentagon Jr.'s matches on YouTube, and I really like his history. Again, luchador, always cool. But the history of like all the other Pentas having like very tragic deaths, not having the best outcomes. And he just really embraces it, both kayfabe and in real life, even though the mask or identity of Pentagon is supposed to be a curse. And that's just really cool. All right. Number 7. Woo. Okay, so I don't have a shirt for number 7, at least not yet. But for number 7, it's Dominic Mysterio. So I think he's like the actual first heel on this list. Yeah, I think so. And I gotta say, again, luchador, cool as hell. But his shtick of like hating his father, trying to be the best Mysterio ever by abandoning his history and his culture is like a very cool idea. And I really can't wait to see how his story plays out in the future, how long it's going to go for, if he's going to ever put a mask back on, actually become a Rey Mysterio. I don't know, what would it be like? What would he be like? Rey Mysterio Jr.? Or would it be like Heel de Rey Mysterio Jr.? Well, no, because Rey's now just called Rey. No, whatever, who cares? But number 7, Dominic. Love him. Now, number 6. Karrion Kross. Or Killer Kross. Whatever you feel like, honestly. But yeah, I love Karrion. Again, heel. His gimmick of like being a manipulator, trying to like draw other people into being like him, say that he's a reflection of them or whatever. It's cool. I love bad guys that don't even try to hide it, who think they're good guys. Or, you know what? I love bad guys who pretend they're good guys, but no, they are bad guys. And that's just cool. Again, he's a striker. He's heavy. Yeah, no, he's cool. Awesome. All right. Number 5. Cody Rhodes. So when I was getting into wrestling, it was like 2 months, 3 months before WrestleMania 39. So I'm getting into it after watching all those like stuff on YouTube, getting into it. So of course I'm gonna latch onto like the biggest good guy versus bad guy, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. And I was just really compelled by the finishing your story. Trying to do what his father couldn't, doing it for his family, his legacy. Whoa! That theme song, awesome. And it was just so interesting because he failed. He failed at WrestleMania. And so, and the thing is, like, I was watching it, my uncle was watching it somewhere else. He texted me, hey, your boy just lost. Thing is, I wasn't fully caught up. So I got spoiled that Cody was gonna lose before I saw him lose. So it was like a double dagger to the heart. But you know, I spent the whole rest of the year watching WWE, get to WrestleMania 40, and see that they're actually still going with the finish your story gimmick story. You get the idea. It's like all the build up to it, all the people coming in for that match, and even like when Rowan was getting pinned, just hearing finish your story and actually seeing Roman like do that little smile while Cody is spinning him and Cody winning is just so great. It was awesome. I really loved it. So Cody is like one of my guys. All right, number 4 is Latino Heat, Eddie Guerrero. So I have like a fascination with Eddie. You know, luchador, high flyer, striker, cool as hell. Always had a great match with Rey Mysterio. But not so fun fact, I was born 17 days after he passed. So, I'm not saying like I'm Eddie Guerrero reincarnated. I'm not saying that. But I really do have that weird fascination, a weird closeness with Eddie in terms of his life ending and mine beginning. And just like kind of really being an inspiration to me. And, you know, even if he was a bad guy, you couldn't hate him. Like, who could hate this smile? All right, down to the final 3. This next one is going to be a bit weird. I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. And I'm always going to say it. I love Bray Wyatt. I love the freaks, creeps, sickos, and weirdos. I relate to them so much. I just feel them in me, you know? But when it comes to number 3, it's technically a 6-way tie of Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt Six. Because, again, I love the freaks. Bray Wyatt was a freak. He was a weird. He was just creepy. And he was so cool for that. Stuck to his guns, did what he wanted. And he passed away. And he left an open book that couldn't be finished. Then his brother, Bo Dallas, his friend, Eric Rowan, and 3 other people, Dexter Lumis, Joe Gacy, Nikki Cross, took on the Wyatts and have carried his legacy. It's so cool, so special that they're doing that. I love it, and I really appreciate it. And I love them so much for doing that. So, in my mind, Bray and the Wyatts are, like, all tied together. Bray, of course, is the king. He's on top. But, like, all those people, like, have a special place in my heart. All right, on to number 2. Damian Priest. He is one of my all-time favorites. So, when I was starting wrestling, the Judgment Day was their thing, and it was, it was Damian, Rhea, Finn, and I believe Dominic was a bit new at the time. So I was like dropped in right in the middle of that Judgment Day storyline, and I hated Rhea and Priest and Finn and Dominic. And now 3 of those people are on my favorites list. But like over time, you just see them and they're so cool. They're cool. They got over, you know. And I haven't had time to like cut the sleeves off the shirt yet. But Priest is one of my favorites. He is my bad guy. He's a good guy, but he's my bad guy. And I feel like, give it a year, 2 years, some point, some way, sometime, he's gonna be my number one. I know he's gonna be my number one favorite. Yeah. And now on to numero uno. Now, when it comes to number one, I've actually mentioned this guy in 2 other spots. And that is Rey Mysterio, Mr. 619 himself. All right, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna level with you. I'm 5'6", 5'7", depends on the day. I say I'm 5'6" though. I prefer to say I'm 5'6". You want to know why? Because Rey Mysterio is 5'6". He is the ultimate underdog. He is the short king. He's just that guy. I cannot state how cool he is along with all the other wrestlers, but he's just so cool. That mask, so iconic. The Hawks, his tattoos, the 619. But still, I love Rey Mysterio. He has been like my number one forever. Even before I was really getting into wrestling, I'd be like watching it here and there every once in a while, you know. See a video on YouTube, top 10 wrestlers of all time, whatever. Rey Mysterio would always show up. I'd recognize him. He's like, oh yeah, that guy's kind of cool. So like all my life, Rey has basically been my number one. Before I was even a wrestling fan, Rey was my number one. And I know for a fact, the day Rey Mysterio dies, I'm crying. I am bawling. There are tears in these eyes, and these eyes rarely cry. It is going to be heartbreaking for me. That is how much I love Rey Mysterio. Now, of course, I said at some point, Damian Priest is going to be my number one. But until that day, until that time, Rey is my number one. Always going to love Rey. Do you want to give 2 honorable mentions? HM1, Dean Ambrose. Currently goes by Jon Moxley in AEW. I've seen a little bit of his stuff in AEW. It's okay with me. I liked it better when he was Dean Ambrose because he was just crazy. He was off it, but he was funny. I know he didn't like it, but he worked it so well. And even if he wasn't enjoying it, I can appreciate that he stuck out with it for as long as he could. And honorable mention too, this is going to seem like a weird one, is Carl Fredericks. Now in WWE, NXT, he was called Eddie Thorpe. Now Carl is actually Native American. Specifically, he is from Nevada, where I'm from. And I believe he is Paiute, which is what I am. And it's just cool to see one of my people specifically up there at WWE doing the dream I want to do. Even if he's not there anymore, he's still doing pro wrestling, still doing his thing on the I believe now he's currently with what was it? GCW? I might be wrong about that. But you know, I gotta love Carl. It's cool to see. It's just cool to see. Well, that's it from me. I wish Carl had t-shirts. I really do. I also need to get a Dominic shirt. I do have a Dean Ambrose shirt. Right here. Alright, but yeah, that's it for me.